So after adding your account and then you've added the quotes, you've added the account, you click on this point, you see that your account is showing your account, your details are added, right? You click on this menu, so you see your details, you see the trade, the news, mailbox, journal, settings, and all whatnot. So now you click back on it, you see your account details. If you have logged in properly, it will show you demo. It will show you demo now in green, showing that yes, your login has been authorized. So you click back on the code. So for any of the synthetic you want to trade, you click on it, just a single click, and then you click chart, right? It will open up the chart. So you click on the chart, see the chart will pop up, will come up, right? Now, these are the candlesticks. You can always give them the colors you want, right? I have selected this color, I've done this before. So that's why I seen in this color. It by default might not come in this gray and lime color, right? This lime is a combination of dark green and lime, so it's giving you a unique color. And then this other one is dark gray color. The dark gray color tells me when the market is coming down, and then the lime or lemon, the lime color, that looks like bullish candles. Not looks like, it's actually bullish candles. And so these ones tells me when the market is going up. So the lime tells me a bullish move, while the gray tells me a bearish move. Bearish is when market is coming down. Bullish is when market is going up, right? So this is where the chart. So the moment you click on the quote, it takes you. You can select anyone, right? You can only view one chart at a time. You cannot have multiple charts showing on the device platform, except for the desktop. You can have anyone you open, you will have it showing on a tab below the charts, the different charts. But for the mobile device, you can only see one chart at a time, right? So the moment you click on that, it brings you to the next icon here, down here on that chart, right? You see a chart. So what is the purpose of the trade? The trade tells you what you have deposited, an ongoing trade, and then probably your pending trade that has not been executed yet. So you can also set pending trade to be executed in the future, right? Then the next one is history. The history tells me the profit I've made, the amount I've deposited, the commission, the broker charge, and what is left on my account. Am I making progress or losses? Right? It also tells me all my close trade, the profit and the loss. Well, the messages are what meta quotes where you downloaded this gives you access to informations and then popular channels and what they are offering, what they are selling, and all whatnot, right? So I'm just taking us across the device to know how to use the device. So that's how you set up the chart. That's how you populate the chart. So there are many tools on this platform that you need to know how to use, right? First, when you come to this place, you just single click here. There's this circular menu that comes up, and then it has different menu on this particular menu, circular menu that pops up. It makes it easier for you to just add whatever you need to add to the chart. Basically, you're supposed to come here. Now, the meaning of this plus icon, it gives you the cross so that you can actually see price and date. You can see when I pull it to my left to my right, it's giving me the different dates and time right here at the bottom of the chart. It gives me information, some information, the day and the time. So for this candle, I can see the day, I can see the time. Now I am actually viewing this on a daily time frame. How do you know the daily time frame? Look at it here. When you click here, it gives you a different time frame. I have the 1 second. Now you can see it here. You see I have M1, M5, many of it. You see it's always disappearing. And so going up here to get some of these things can be a bit tiring. So what do? Just this makes it more easily accessible by just clicking single tap on your device. This comes up, so you have all the time frames here showing, right? Almost the tools I need are just within my reach, easily accessible. So you can see M1, M5, all the way to M30. M means minute, right? H means hour. So you can see H1, that means 1 hour, H4, 4 hours, and you can see D1 means day one, week one, and then monthly. So all this is called the time frames. Each of them have their purpose. So when I click M1, you see is showing me a different kind of chart. When I click M5, M5 is actually compressing up to 1 minute into 5 minutes. That's the meaning. Each of this candle is the compression of 1 minutes. Each of this candle. Remember, we had 1 minute. See, so when you compress five of these candles that is forming, this is how you can reduce your chart. You can increase the length or the width. You can take it up. You play with your chart. You can see where I'm doing it, right? You can see a red line and a line cut across the screen from left to right. It tells you the price of this particular synthetic. It tells you the buy and the sell, right? If you are buying, the price they are offering. If you are selling, the price they are offering. That's the meaning of these two lines that cut across the screen, right? What price is available at the current market rate for this particular synthetic. And this particular synthetic is pen S99. This part of the screen is the price range. Right? I can always drag this thing up, drag it down, and down here it gives you the dates. When I drag it this way, it can take the chart backward, and I can take the chart forward. So that's the meaning. I can drag it from the screen. I can just be dragging it. It takes me back, give me the history of what happened previously, right? And if I want to take it up so that I can really see the formation of the candle, I drag it from this side of the screen, right? So you still tap on here and then to see other icons. If I want to split this screen into two, the next icon I need to click is this. So I just click here. It will tap. It will give me opportunity to add another quote. Earlier I told you can actually see more than one chart on the screen. The only way you can do it here, you can actually have only two maximum at a time, right? You can actually split the screen into two. That is the only hack towards it. And I can drag and can increase here. I can do virtually everything I want to do here. I can add my tools here, just the way I was doing it earlier. Then I can come here. I can choose to have two different synthetics, right? Then, but the best practice is, well, depending on how advanced as you have grown, you can choose how you want it. So since I have pen X 1 minute, you can see the 1 minute time frame here. I selected the 1 minute. So what is expected is come here. You can see this is where you can add the synthetics. You can add, just click here. So I don't need to go back to quote. No, just on the chart here. I can click here. I can see that I can add whatever I want to add. So since I already have pen X 1 minute here, I'll look for pen X99. Look at pen X99. Then I choose a different time frame. You can see that the time frame here is 5 minutes. Now to inform you, the moment you install, by default, this is how the platform will look like. Now let me cancel this. How do you remove one of the charts? You just click and hold. So you can see it has highlighted the both charts. All I need to do is to cancel this. Right. So the first thing you see when you install this your MT5, by default, this is what you see. It will show you this red and what. So how do I turn it to look like what you saw when I started from the beginning? Now you single click here. If you are comfortable with this color, you don't need to do anything. If you are comfortable with the way it is, you can just keep it as it is. But I always like customizing my platform. I don't like these grid lines you are seeing in the background, this square you are seeing in the background. I don't just just like it, but it doesn't affect anything. And also the colors, they have their psychological interpretation, right? It has a way of inducing you to take traits that you are not willing to take. That's the meaning of the color, but that's the meaning of the red. So most professional traders hardly use red colors, but that does not really affect your profitability. But for psychological reasons, we decide to always change the color, particularly the red color. The blue color speaks of peace, calmness. The red talks about danger, speaks of being alert. So it's the reason why we always change the color. So if you want to change it, what you do is just single click here. Now this is where you click this particular icon. I click on this icon and I scroll down, and then you see colors at the bottom here, and I choose the color, right? So I can now choose my foreground. Foreground is where you see those prices. So you don't leave it as it is so that you can always read the prices. The grid is what I change. I usually take it to black. Right, for you to see what I just did, I click save and I go back to setting. You find out that the grid lines have disappeared. They are no longer there. If you want the grid line, you come back to the setting and then you go to the colors, and then you can come to the grid line. You can take it back to default, which was this, right? And when you click save, you go back, you find out that the grid line have appeared. You can give the grid line any color you want. I don't just like the sight of the green color, the grid color. So I always go to colors here and then take it out and make it black, right? And I click save. And so I still come back to colors. Now the bar up, the bar down, the bull candle, the bear candle. Now, the bar up is the color I told you. I'm okay with it, but the bar down, I need to change it, and this is how I give it this color, right? You can give it any color of your choice. I'm concentrating on the bar down and then the bear candle. These are the colors that tell me where market is coming down. So the bar down and the bear color, this is the bar down, right? You can choose any color as I said earlier, and the bear, I give them the color. Then the bar up, you can give it the color you want. I'm okay with the color. I leave it. And then the bull, the bar up and the bull goes together. The bar down and the bear candle goes together. So after you have changed all the colors you want, you don't have to do each one and then save. You can always do that. Do each one, save, see how it looks like, come back. But that will be tedious. So I decided to do everything at once and then click save, then go back. You find out that I have my my colors changed. So now this bear candle is a bit darker, so I can click again, go back, and then give it a more brighter bar down and bear candle. So bar down, and I said, well, it's a bit darker. Let me make it more lighter. Then I take the bear candle, make it a bit lighter. Then click save. Go back to setting. You can see it's a bit brighter. And if it's too bright, I see click again. Go back. Go to settings. Go to colors, and then choose bear down, and then go upward. Choose another one, and then see it's a bit darker. I think this is okay for me. Just for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just showing us how to do all this adjustment. You can keep on adjusting until you get exactly what you're comfortable with, right? So that's all about uh, adjusting the colors on your screen, the colors of the chart, the candles. And how do we get some tools? Now this is where you get some tools like trend lines, horizontal lines, this particular icon. This is where you get it. So you click on here, you can see I'll pick this arrow. I use this arrow for illustrational purpose. So you see I pick this arrow. Always make sure that you highlight it. Now you can see each of these candles have an interpretation. They are not just random thing. Each of this candle, mind you, I am working on which time frame? 5 minutes. So when I come on 1 minute, you see the way the candles are being formed, right? You see the way by this side, I click on here, I take my tool again, The moment you change the time frame, you might not see that tool again. So at times you may just have to go and get the tool. You can see at this right hand side of the price, right, it gives you two things. It gives you the time for each of these candles to finish for me. It's telling me on 1 minute I still have 43 seconds. It's counting downward. At times it might not show the timing, so you have to go back to setting here. This is the icon you click, and then you select countdown bar. Look at it here. When you don't select this, it will not show you price. See now, I uncheck it. When I go back, you see it's not showing me the time that was below the price here, the ask and the bid price at the price plane here, the pane here, the panel here that shows the price. This particular panel, the side that shows the price. I like to know how many time is left for each candle to finish forming. So I click here, come back here, and then I select countdown to close. Go back. You should show me. I know how many seconds are left for this candle to finish forming. So as I explained earlier, this is where you scroll up, down to adjust the length, and then you scroll from left to right to actually see those details. Well, the other tool I selected earlier is here, but it's just that on a lower time frame, it takes it very back. So if you want to see some of their tools, see I have two tools here. So the one you don't want, you click, press and hold. It highlights here. What this means is that you can adjust the color. Here I can choose the color of the tool. I can choose the color I want for that tool, right? I select the color. See, I'm giving it a different color. So I click and hold to uncheck it. Now, if I want to duplicate this particular icon, this is it. I'll duplicate it. I click and hold. I click on this icon, it will duplicate. You can see I'm duplicating it, right? The purpose of this is when you are adding support and resistance. Now this color, you can see the one I don't want, the last one is the trash bin. I click, I've deleted it. See the one I click, I delete. I click and hold, I delete. So the purpose of this tool, I told you this is where you click to get the tools. You can get your horizontal line. So I can choose this point as my horizontal line for support. When I click and hold, so as I told you, you can edit it. I can increase the width, right? The style, this way on the style, I can increase the width of the line, right? To make it more boldness actually. When you drag this, you're increasing the boldness of that line, right? Don't make it too bold, but you can select what you're comfortable with. I'm okay with it at this level, the style, which is the boldness of the line. So for me to, this is the resistance, this line. So you click on this tool, the tool you want, you click and highlight it so you can drag it. So this line we have just seen I put on top is called the resistance. If I want to duplicate it, I press it and hold and then click on this icon. Then I drag it, make sure that it's highlighted. You can see that it's highlighted at the both ends. You can see it's showing a white dotted line here. It shows that it's highlighted. That's the meaning. At both ends, it's highlighted. You can see it's highlighted here, the red line. So I drag it to this point. It shows my this bottom here where I keep it is called resistance support, and this point up here is called resistance. So I've set my support, I've set my resistance, right? In what time frame? In 15, in 5 minutes. It can do that in any time frame. Every time frame has its own support and resistance, so you can always adjust it, right? The top of the candle, the bottom of the candle, right? Where the candle has a high here, right? Within this range, there's a range of candle. You can see there's a range of candle from up, down. It started from this bottom up, and it's coming down to this point. It will not remain within this point forever. It will definitely go above or below it, right? So the next tool again is how to add indicators, right? I think most people are just waiting to know how to add indicators. I show how to add tools. These are the tools. You can always pick them. That's what we call Fibonacci just know where we pick tools. So we'll be showing us how to pick some of those tools and what we use them for, right? So the next thing is how to add your indicators, and this way you add indicators. This particular icon, right, is what you use to add indicators. You click on it, you can see, then you come to this point, you can see a lot of free indicators, right? You can see a lot of free indicators. All these indicators are free indicators. You can add them. Like, for example, most times we use the moving average to tell us the average price over a period of time. You can see that is period, that is shift, that is method, and most times we usually use that is simple exponential. So we always use exponential, and we'll leave it at close, everything at default. You can always select the numbers, and then most times I use 9, right? Then you come down here, you can give it a color. I usually give the lower because of the adding more higher period. This is the lowest period. You can even use 4, right? So I decided to pick 9 and then choose this color. And I told us last time, this line is the purpose for the purpose of increasing the boldness of whatever you are adding to, you are adding, right? You can choose the color. So I decided to choose 9 and then choose red, and then you click, right? Then you just go back. You see, your moving average has been added. It's this red line you are seeing. This red line, this red like a rope, right? That is the moving average. If you want to add another one, right? For the moving average, you cannot duplicate it. It's not unlike the tools that you can just click, hold, and duplicate. For the moving average, you have to go back the same way. This icon, click on it. We add many, you can add many moving average. You come to this icon, you add again, and then come to moving average. The next moving average I use is 13. You come to this point, I use 13 period, the shift is 0. Then you come to the method, use exponential. You can use simple moving average, leave it at close, right? Leave it at close. We can always choose. In some cases, I usually use the median price. But just leave it as it is for now. This is just to show us how to add those things. So in order not to have the conflict of moving average, you need to change the number, the color, right? I give it gold color. Then the same, you can increase the boldness to show that this is a higher period, and then I click save. When you go back, you see I have the moving average. So you see I have support, I have moving average. All these things I'll be showing us what they mean and how to leverage on those things. They are part of what you use for analysis. So you add, I will add another moving average. I come back here and I click here and I go back to, I go the same way, the same process. This time around, I'm putting 50, right? The method is exponential, and I apply to close. Then I change the colors. Then I give it something like this. I choose this color. You can give it any color you want. You can give it any color. You can choose any color. I can give it this color, but don't give it a conflicting color. Don't give a color that is already existing. Either your candles is carrying that color. Don't go and put, because you won't know how to distinguish, right? So I will decide to pick this color that looks like a bit white, then increase the boldness a bit. Then you see the 50 has more bolder and it's up there, right? So some people can still add another one, which is the 200 moving average, right? So let's leave it here. You can add anything as you progress. You can add any moving average and use the settings you want. Then that's not all. This is just for the chart indicator. We are adding these indicators to the chart, right? So there is another indicator too we can also add. You click that same place, and you click single click on your mobile device, and you still come here, and then you add oscillators. Now, one of the oscillators I always recommend to use, you can use uh, relative strength index, right? You can click on relative strength index, and I noticed that you can use 3, just certain string. You can choose any period you want, right? You can leave it in default setting, right? At this level, you can choose to give it a description. Then when it's at 30, that means the market is overbought. We'll be explaining this. You can give it a name. Overbought. When it is at 70, you can call it oversold. That means that the market is oversold, has reached the top. It is saturated at the top. The market has been going up. It's called oversold. The market is over. But sorry, I'm interchanging it. This downward is oversold, and then when it is at 70, is overbought. That means that that price at this point is no longer a fair price. So we'll be buying at a higher price. So this indicator helps you to tell you when price is high, and this study tells you when market is very cheap. So you buy when it is cheap, you also sell. You sell when it is at 70, you buy when it is at 30. You can also add another line. We can call this the midpoint. And then you can give it a number which is 50. Right? You can call it a midpoint. And then just click back and click save. And then go back to the chart. Do you see what we just did reflecting that this is the moving average in the chart here. Then down here down here we have the RSI, the relative strength index, showing us the overbought, the midpoint, and then the oversold. We don't really do anything at the midpoint. Anything below the midpoint is telling you get ready to buy. Anything above the midpoint is telling you to sell. And so we use the resistance at the top here. You see the resistance, that line we drew earlier. You see when price touch this resistance, you can see that the relative strength index has reached the overbought. Market dropped. But we are expecting that when it touches this resistance, this red line here, and with the RSI going oversold far below the 30 points, we're expecting the market to go up. Right? So I didn't expect this video to be this long. I tend to do short videos. This 27 minutes. I will pause this or stop this, and then I'll show us the other icon on how to buy and sell. Thank you.